You are listening to the Disney Dream Girls, an unofficial Disney theme parks podcast. My name is Michelle Young, and together with my jolly good chum Jane Phipps, we are your guides to the place where dreams begin. Well, a bit of a change up this week. I think I need a new show title. Could it be Dream Girls Down Under or Diz After Dreaming, or I don't know, we'll have to think up on the way, because I've got our jolly good friends Kat and Lewis from Diz Down Under. Hello, lovelies.
Hey Michelle, how you going?
Good, thank you.
G'day Michelle, good to be with you again.
Oh, it's been too long, buddy, since we've recorded.
I reckon. It's been too long since we've been standing in dress shops.
Oh, I know, I can't believe it's hitting 3 years this summer.
It's crazy.
That we've been in the sort of same air, and I still vividly remember our goodbye lunch in Epcot, where you sort of walked away. Well, you didn't walk away from me. You ran away from me, but I won't hold it against you.
We were missing our bus, and Lewis was all like, come on, just you'll see each other again. And 3 years later.
Yeah, I'm blaming Lewis. We could have had a better hug. Yeah,
exactly. No.
But yeah, it's time to celebrate better things though. So we're gonna talk about all things Disneyland. I think is the idea for this show, and moving into the Diz Down Under show as well.
Absolutely, you're 100% right there, because we're going to do a super duper 2-parter show to celebrate Disneyland reaching the ripe old age of 66 on the 17th of July, and we're going to do 33-ish of the things we love about Disneyland on here, and then we're going to hop on over to Diz Down Under and continue the chat there.
Going to be good.
So we're going to try and do 33 minutes on each show and do 33 of the best.
I don't know about this time limit that Lewis has chucked in there as well.
It's easy. You've got to recording it. You can see how many minutes we've got. Let's do this. It's going to be fun.
Oh my lord. This is going to be a real competition to get to 33 minutes. Whether my show or your show gets there in the end, we'll see. I think your show might be trickier. I think they might be a bit more filling, because we might have to think a little bit more about Disneyland.
Perhaps we'll just see how it goes. I'm sure we'll be fine.
Right, well, as you are my guests, I'm going to hand the mantle to you, and I'd like you to kick off with number one reason you love Disneyland.
Number one reason we love Disneyland, I'm going to go tradition and history, because it's it's been around for 66 years. It's evolved over that time, but it's still got that essence of Walt still in the parks.
That's a cracking one.
Yeah. Bit left of centre. You expect people to go with, rides and, all the attractions and things that you can see there, but you've just gone with the general feel.
Well, I think it's that like, you go to another theme park like Adventure World or Universal or those kind of things, and you walk in there and go, oh, cool, there's rides and everything like that. But when you go into Disneyland, there's a feeling when you walk through the gates, and then you walk under that the train station, and you see the signs and everything like that. It just like you got to hold back the tears, So it just gives you the real feels when you walk in there. So that's definitely the number one thing for me.
Okay. Kat, have you got a number two?
My number two would have to... I'm trying to think which one I want to go with first. I'll just put it out there. Trader Sam's. I think that it's got the original and the best Trader Sam's. It's just such a great experience and a really great way to round out your day and just go, right, we're just going to kick back with a cocktail and some really good entertainment, because like the people behind the bar are like fully just into what they're doing, and they're not just about one aspect. They're about the cocktails just as much as they are about making sure that the environment that you're in is entertaining from the moment that you set foot in the door. It's great. So that's going to be mine.
And they love to put Kat on the shrinking chair.
Don't they ever?
I think I'm going to link in with what Lewis said, purely because Disneyland is the original. It is the best park in my opinion. And I was talking to some friends last week, and not many people in the UK know there's a Disneyland in California. And for me, when I go there, it is that connection to Walt Disney, and the fact that you are able to go on the Walking Walt's Footsteps tour and go into his apartment and see the actual environment that he and his family enjoyed is such an amazing thing. And then that little touch that when you leave in the park, there's the light on in the window and you can just look up and say, thanks, Walt. That to me is the real, Christmas. They put a Christmas tree there and you get a real insight to the man. Who knew Walt Disney had a pink bathroom? Hello?
Yeah.
I'm going with Walt's apartment. That's
a really, really good addition to the list. I'd really love to do that tour sometime.
Definitely, yeah. Yeah, I think the Disney tours in general is another really great thing about.
Is this your entry for number 4?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay.
The Disney tours, because we did the train tour when we were in Disneyland, and we got to ride on the Lily Bell, and so the actual cast members that were doing the tour were just so enthusiastic and they just love Disney, and so definitely the tours are another thing which is a bit different from what Disney offers to other theme parks.
That is spot on. And you've also covered off on what my entry for number 5 was going to be, which is riding on the Lily Bell. Because, look, we talked about going on that tour and Michelle's like, you are going to love it. Like, riding on the Lily Bell carriage is just extraordinary. And it was... I don't know. It's just there was something about it just had such a different vibe, obviously, to the other carriages because it's quite a different setup. But you really felt you were a part of something really old and historical in the way that you described walking through the entrance and heading on to Main Street and the emotion that makes you feel. There was just this genuine warmth and feeling to that carriage. It was just something quite wonderful about doing that. I'm glad that we got to do it.
When you did it, did you get the ticket as a reminder? Because I know when I did it, they print you out a little ticket saying the Lily Bell, and then you had to go back at a later time, and then they stamped the ticket, and that was such a cool souvenir.
That's a lovely souvenir. No, I think we got, I think they did little certificates for everyone, if I remember correctly.
They did, yes. Yeah.
But we didn't get a ticket per se. We did have a lanyard that was done in a ticket style, though.
That was not. Maybe it was different because going back a fair few years when they allowed people to go on the Lily Bell, it was like you get there at opening, they gave you a ticket, and there were only so many people a day that could ride it because of the infrastructure of the carriage. It's so delicate, and California heat, it gets so hot that they're not allowed to operate it in certain times of the day just because of the heat. So they only maybe had one carriage a day some days, and then they removed it for the tour. And I believe you can access it if you're with Club 33 as well, but who's got that kind of dosh in the back pocket?
Not us yet, but might win lotto one day.
Yeah, I need to buy a ticket. That reminds me. Thanks, Kat. Okay, so we've got up to number 6, so I believe it's my turn now. Oh, my word. What makes California Disneyland such a special place? I'm going to go with the people that are in it, because from the cast members to the fellow guests to the wonderful friends that we have made over in California, to me, that is my number 1, because I could quite happily just go to California and spend time with those people, let alone going into the theme park, which is the cherry on the cake, basically. So, I've had so many amazing interactions with cast members. I can remember back to one cast member giving me some pirate gold and talking to me for ages about this pirate gold, and she was so into her theme. And there's like Maynard. Who can forget Maynard? Oh my word, at the moment he seems to be doing an amazing job over in Adventureland, entertaining people. Chef Oscar, one of my highlights was having a picture taken with him before he retired. So this goes out to all the wonderful cast, the wonderful friends we've made. We've got the Allisons, I've got Marla, I've got Big John and his wonderful wife. So many. I can go on for years talking about the wonderful friends. So, yeah, people.
That's a really, really good entry because that really is what makes the experience. You could build a park anywhere, but if you don't have a good cast running the day-to-day operations and making it such a wonderful experience, it's never going to be as magical as the experience that you get.
Agreed.
I'm going to expand on that with specific people or specific cast members, and I'm going to say the Jungle Cruise skippers.
Ooh, that is a really good call.
Because, just imagine, if you would, the Jungle Cruise with an automated skipper who did the same jokes every single time you went around without the personality of the skippers. But because you've got actual people and they're going around, and sure, they're telling the same jokes or similar jokes, but it's their personality that comes through and makes every different trip around the Jungle Cruise something a little bit different. So, yeah, I think the Jungle Cruise skip is great, something I really love about Disneyland, and I look forward to riding the new boats and seeing what new jokes they have.
You talking about the skippers reminds me of something that I like to do when I step off that attraction, and that's to head to, is it the Tropical Terrace that's just beside it?
Tropical Hideaway now, isn't it?
Tropical Hideaway, yes. And just Dole Whip, just going to put it out there, Dole Whip in every way, shape and form that you can have it. I had my first Dole Whip float there. And oh my goodness, what an experience. I'll be back for more as soon as I can.
Is that your entry number 8 there, Kat, then?
That is my entry for number 8 is so we're at Tropical Hideaway now.
Can I just say, have you seen the mashup between Lewis's entry at 7 and your entry at 8, where you can go to Tropical Hideaway and you can get a special Jungle Cruise ship skipper's boat?
Yes, I think that's kind of what had sparked it in my mind as soon as Lewis had been talking, because you don't just get the frozen dessert. You've also got some fruit that you can add on there, so it's a really good hearty little treat that you can get, and what a great little keepsake as well.
Yeah, and I like the fact that they don't actually put it into the boat. They put it into a little dish so that you can take the boat home with you without it being sticky, smelly of ice cream, because who wants rancid smelling skipper canteen boat?
Yeah, nobody wants that. That's very clever.
Well, seems Kat's kicked off some food talk. I'm going to kick off food talk of my own, my lovely. And I am going to have a hop, skip and a jump up the park. And I am going to mention something that to me is unique for Disneyland. It's the beignets. Because, yeah, I know you can get them at Walt Disney World, but not in the theme park. So I'm having beignets. I am having my mint julep. And I am having my moment just sat, trying not to cover my black dress in white powder and stuff my face with a bag full before they get cold or anybody sees that I've got far too many beignets in my little mountainous pile.
Isn't it just so tasty? Just all of that icing sugar and all of that deep fried goodness. I need to actually, I've done my cheeseburger spring rolls. I really need to get into making some beignets ready for summer. I'm thinking it might be the Christmas dessert of choice.
Well, in the visit we had, we went to New Orleans as well. We had the Disney beignets and the beignets in New Orleans.
I think we had we had them in California, then we had them in New Orleans, and then we had them in Walt Disney World. It was quite the trip.
Yes, but they were very very, very good. Not as good as New Orleans and Disneyland, but still quite close.
I think they were pretty good.
Yeah. I'm going to continue along the food theme.
Oh, here we go. We've gone the deep dive into the food. Let's see if we can get 66 just on food items.
I'm going to throw churros out there because I think the best churros I've ever had are in Disney parks. And certainly the ones in Disneyland the last time we were there were really good. I remember there was a churro with a banana dipping sauce.
I was waiting for that. Yeah.
That one was quite nice. And then there was a bacon maple churro that I had in California Adventure.
That's right. We had to hunt that one down, didn't we?
So yeah, churros just taste better in Disney, is what I'm saying.
Fair call. I'm just trying to think where I want to go because now I've gone down the food thing. But you know what? I'm going to be cheeky. I'm going to throw in a little attraction. And one of the things that we toyed with talking about for this show is rides getting maybe upgrades or makeovers or things that they could maybe do a little bit better in the parks. But one thing that they've really succeeded with doing that is Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout. I mean, they took an attraction that was beloved. It was a good attraction, and they just gave it this massive boost into the outer atmosphere. It's so much fun. It's really made me embrace that whole drop ride thing a lot more than what I used to. I could ride it a million times. I could just literally walk off, walk back on, and just be so happy.
I'm going to continue attraction talk, and I'm going to go with the Disneyland monorail. It is the best monorail in the United States because I haven't seen overseas versions. I love it because you can sit in the front and get an amazing view. It's an attraction more than a transportation system, but it doubles up as both. I love the version in California Park. It is just so high tech but low tech at the same time. And for me, no ride, no attraction, no visit is the same without a ride on the Disney monorail.
I have to agree, and it's one of those things that it actually gives you such a great overview of the park as well. You get to see the park from a different perspective than what you do when you're on foot. Yeah, that's a really good point. I'd really like to see them bring the Skyliner back over at that park.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that, but that's maybe something we can
It might not be possible.
have a discussion over another time where we can bring back from the dead.
Ooh, some zombie rides.
It would definitely have to be enclosed to make sure people aren't silly and drop things from it, because I think that was probably part of the reason they got rid of it in the first place.
Possibly. That's possibly it.
I'm going to continue with rides. Are we just doing Disneyland, or can I throw California Adventure in there? Well, I have to throw California Adventure in there because that's where Guardians of the Galaxy is located.
Yeah, sorry, I might have stuffed that up.
No, that's all right. We can like it's in the Disneyland Resort. It's fine. It's the 66th anniversary of Disneyland Resort. So I'm gonna put in there the Mickey Fun Wheel. I don't know if it's still the Mickey Fun Wheel or Pixar Fun Wheel now, but either way, I'm going to put that in there because it's so much. It's a Ferris wheel, but because of the ability to go on the slidey version, it adds in that little element of adrenaline rush in the experience, because you go around and you hit that tipping point and then it just slides down the pole and then you go around, and it's just I think it's just one of the best Ferris wheels ever.
Yeah, it's not called the Wheel of Death for nothing, Lewis.
Have you've been on that, haven't you, Michelle?
I have. My son dragged me on the first time me and he went together there, and we went on the spinning version, and all I can say is you probably heard me scream in Australia.
You can go on the non-spinny the non-slidey version as well, though. So
But it still swings.
It swings a little bit, but not much.
Yeah.
Like compared to the one where when it slides down and then gets to the bottom and it swings a lot. But you just with the non-swinging one, it's just really good views. You get the best views from that Ferris wheel.
Yeah, I don't do heights though, mate. So not a good attraction for me. So hence Fun Wheel of Death. Okay, we've gone past number 13, which was the Fun Wheel of Death, and we're now over to you, Kat.
We are back over to me. Something that we didn't do until our most recent trip was to do, and I'm going to get the attraction's name wrong, but the Mark Twain
Riverboat?
Is it the Riverboat? Is it that as simple as it's called?
Yeah, Mark Twain Riverboat, yeah.
Cool. That was actually, I thought it would just be really silly, but it was a lovely just moment in time that we just spent just cruising around and just seeing that area from another perspective.
No, it was good. It was a very hot day as well.
Yeah,
So,
but it's also something like quite old school. I don't know what year that went in, but it's one of the older attractions, isn't it?
yeah, pretty sure it was one of the original attractions.
It is. It's an opening day original attraction.
And it was just something that, I mean, how 66 years later, and it's perfectly entertaining. It's great.
Okay,
Exactly.
I'm going to keep up the attraction talk. And this isn't quite an opening day one, but love it, hate it, enjoy it even more when it's blinged out at Christmas. It's a Small World. I
Yes.
love it. I love it. I've got Dooney and Burke with it on the front. It's just an iconic attraction. I absolutely love its simplicity that you're just on a boat, you're floating by, there's beautiful music, there's animatronics, and at Christmas it's like they've just got 10 ton of sugar and just made it even better. I love it. It's my attraction. So yeah, I'm going with that.
That is a really, really good call. I was trying to work out where to put that on my list. So I'm glad that you hit it, because I was just like going, it's so much fun. It's just overly sweet, and it gets in your head, but you just have to do it.
I'm going to be singing it all day now, but never mind.
I'm going to go with another attraction, fairly classic attraction, Space Mountain, because as an indoor roller coaster, it's just awesome. The sound, this version of it is one of my favorite versions of it, because it's better than the Walt Disney World one, the Magic Kingdom one. It's definitely better than Tokyo's because it's actually got sound. It's just a really good ride. And the way that they've done versions of it, like Hyperspace Mountain and Ghost Galaxy and stuff like that, just phenomenal. So good ride, still holds up, and certainly something I want to do every time I go to Disneyland.
Over to you then, Kat.
I'm going to head over to Cafe Orleans, and I want to be talking, about the sandwich that you can never eat on your own, in my opinion. I'm going to talk about that Monte Cristo.
Oh,
Isn't it just delicious?
whether you go meaty, whether you go cheesy. Oh,
But just go with someone else, because you're going to need to share that bad boy.
Well, especially if you're going to get the cheese and garlic fries as well.
Yeah, so certainly a sandwich to be shared. Do not attempt it on your own.
stretchy pants.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, the day that you wear a dress so that you're nice and comfortable.
Absolutely. Okay, well, Catherine's chosen the one I was going to go with. So I am going to go with Snow White's Enchanted Wish, 1955 original indoor attraction. I have not seen the new incarnation myself personally as yet. I've seen lots of pictures and videos. I'm so excited to ride it. It's a must-do attraction for me. It's the only one in the USA now, seems to say, bulldozed the one in Walt Disney World. So I can't wait to ride it again. So got to be there for me at number 18.
What particularly about it? Why?
Why? It's just the sheer
Why?
simplicity. I love the film Snow White. I am a mad Snow White fan anyway. And it's just the fact that you go on and it's not going to be scary, in my opinion. You know it's going to be those nice feel-good memories. And the fact that it's still there in Disneyland, it was built 66 years ago and it's still going strong. It's just something for the whole family. So if I was there with young children, one day I'm going to be taking Joseph to Disneyland, it would be something that me and he could enjoy together. And that was Walt's ideal, was a theme park the family can enjoy together.
And have those traditions together.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Well, I think I'm going to go down a parade route for my next one. I'm pretty sure this parade is run in both the Disneyland Park and also in the California Adventure Park as well. Mm-hmm. And that's Paint the Night, which is my favorite parade of all time. It's just phenomenal that the way they do things with all the lights and the floats. And I think Tinkerbell at the very start of that parade is just amazing. So yeah, definitely. I don't think it's running at the moment, but it's certainly one of the things that will come back and be shown over and over again.
Cool.
It's so much fun. The music itself is really cool as well. I'm going to throw it out there to something a little bit old school again, and it was something that I was keen to get onto as soon as we went to our first Disney park, which would have been Paris, I think, and that's the teacups. But I think that
Mad Hatter's teacups.
yes.
Yeah.
Well, do we have to say the full name of things? Did I get the concept across, Lewis? But it's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. It's one of those things that you can do every time you go, and it's just still as wonderful. You can be young, you can be old, and it's just such a great little attraction.
Yeah, you just can't have motion sickness, that's all.
That's true. Yeah, please don't have that.
There is a guide you can look up on because seemingly different coloured teacups can go faster than others. So if you want to go on the really slow one, i.e. you've got to really go at it to get spinning, you might need to look that up, Kat.
No, I don't need to worry about that. I'm happy to go at any speed. It's just so much fun.
Right. Well, I'm going to sort of go down something we've talked about a little bit, but not explicitly. And for me, what makes Disneyland is the railroad. I am a bit of a train geek anyway. I love going on steam railways in the UK and going all over the place. I'm very blessed to live in a part of the world that still has an operational steam railway to go and visit, which has been, you know, The Railway Children is a classic film, and it was filmed literally a hop, skip and a jump away from where I live. So I'm always on the railroad. I love it. And the fact I can go on a steam train trip and have a ride around the park. You know, you've got the dioramas as you're going through different parts of the park, different views all the time. You can just sit, relax, unwind. It's again that connection to Walt because he was such a train enthusiast as well. Nice little nods to people who mean a great deal to the Disney company by the namings of the trains as well. So there's mine. And also it's a 1955 original.
That's it's a really good one, and you know we've all enjoyed the train. We didn't go on the train the first time we went to the park. I don't believe, Lewis.
Nope, don't we? One of those things we just didn't get around to doing, and it was eventually we've got onto most of the trains, but we've still yet to do the Magic Kingdom one. But I think we've done Disneyland a couple of times now. My next one is another thing that is very unique to the Disneyland park or Disneyland Resort, and that's the cats of Disneyland. Because in Disneyland, the cats are there and they provide a service of keeping down the pests, so killing the mice and those kind of things, and the cats are well looked after with being sterilized and made sure that their health is all good. And so every now and again you'll be somewhere and you'll see a cat just in various parts of the park or in the resort. And I remember when Kat and I were it wasn't Trader Sam's, it was somewhere else.
No, it was on the Tangaroa Terrace.
Tangaroa Terrace, yeah. And then we saw this black cat, and he was very friendly. And so, the cats of Disneyland.
You just want to adopt the whole lot of them.
Yes, yeah. So, the cats are certainly something I like about the Disney parks.
I don't think it's there anymore, so I'm not going to talk about that. Oh, I just had a memory of something that I went, I can't talk about it anymore because Captain EO has been taken out, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, so can't talk about that. I was going to talk about, I don't think it's actually just called the Disney Dress Shop. I think it's like the Disney Clothiers or something like that. Is that what it's called in Disneyland?
I tend not to look at the clothes shop sign. I just tend to go in and hand over my wallets.
But the establishment where one can buy dresses from is just absolutely brilliant. I think that there's something for everyone. I love that they've got so many different designs so that you might not fit, because different dresses are going to fit different people differently. And it's just like there's something for everyone. You can buy matching bags. It's just, such a treat.
I agree. And we haven't tried on dresses together at Disneyland, so that means we have to plan a trip together.
Oh, you know that's going to happen.
Cool. So all this dress shopping and attraction riding's getting me a bit hungry. So there is an iconic Disneyland treat that no trip is complete without for me, and that is the raspberry rose Mickey macaron, because oh my word, I love macarons to start with, but this one has got that beautiful sort of filling-y mousse inside that's so raspberry, and then fresh raspberries, so it's health food because it's fruit. Yep. It's amazing, and it is head size. It is really big. So I could have just said Jolly Holiday, but I think throughout my next choices there might be one or two other offerings from Jolly Holiday with the raspberry rose macaron.
It's a tasty treat.
I'm going to go something really like a bit left field, but I think it's only really special to me as an Australian, as a West Australian, because we don't have these here. But being able to get a Starbucks coffee is something that I find quite good when we're in Disneyland, because in Australia, if you're in the East Coast, you can go get Starbucks over there, but here in WA we have no Starbucks. So for me that's a kind of unique experience when we're in America. What's your next one, Kat?
I'm thinking
it's not that hard. There's so much to do.
I know, that's the thing, is that so many to choose from. Because we never really established any rules about
oh God,
what we can talk about. So I think
you can also lament if it's something that used to be there that's no longer there.
No. It's actually because as a restaurant experience, I thought that Napa Rose chef's table was chef's counter was something that was pretty extraordinary.
It was very.
I'm not going to go on about it, because every time I start talking about it, I get up on a soapbox and talk about how wonderful it was. But it's just something that's really, really nice. If you're spending a little bit of time at the resort and you want to have a nice dinner, it's perfect. It's really, really good.
And if you want a pricey but very good experience, the chef's counter thing is definitely worthwhile.
Having done it on my first trip, I concur. The service, the food, the experience. Brilliant choice at number 26. Well, we're getting towards our end on this show. I'm going to go with number 27 with more food from Jolly Holiday Bakery, and that is the Matterhorn macaroon. And the best thing about this is my newfound top tip is, on your last day, go and buy a whole Tupperware worth, fly home with them, put them in your freezer, and enjoy at your leisure over the next coming months.
That's a clever tip there. I think that more people should do that. We didn't do it. Why didn't we do it? We brought some macarons over from one coast to the other, didn't we?
Yeah, to get to Michelle. I am going to go for my next one. All the Disney hotels are really good and very enjoyable, but I think the Grand Californian is definitely an experience. Like it's a very pricey experience that you don't necessarily have to do every time, but that one time we did stay, that was very nice. And even if you're not staying there, just go in there and hang out and just experience the lobby area, which was probably the best part of it, really. And the restaurants and stuff and bars. But
so your list grows all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You don't need to go onto the foyer, it's fine. But if you happen to go into all these areas.
Yeah, so that was very, very good. So I would I'd highly recommend going in and checking that out next time you're in the Disneyland Resort.
Okay, that is number 28. So Kat, you're 29.
Well, I was actually going to talk about the Disneyland Hotel. And I thought, I probably shouldn't. I'll put it later in the list. And I thought, no, just go with what you wanted to go with, because the thing with it is that it's an older style hotel, but it was so well done when it was built. I know that it's not got necessarily the grand foyer and stuff like that the Grand Californian has, but there's something really neat about staying there, right down to like when they've cleaned your room, they leave a little card with whoever's from mousekeeping has attended to your room that day. And what does the card say? Say something about neat and tidy. It's got photo of Walt on the front of it, and it's just there's just some little touches that go into that hotel that I've never experienced in other Disney accommodations that we've stayed in.
No, I agree. And when you go over to the tower that has Steakhouse 55, you've got all those big display cabinets that you can go and explore and look at the artifacts as well. You don't have to pay the mega bucks to stay there to go and have a look around and enjoy it.
That's true. That's very true. But yeah, I quite like it.
Okay, I'm at number 30, and this is going to be my last pick for our show. So I think I'm going to end on an attraction, and this is something that is uniquely Disneyland, and it is the Davy Crockett's Explorer Canoes. Who knew you could go power your own attraction? Such good fun. Might get a little bit splashed. You get to see the rivers of America from a different perspective. And it's so wonderful that this is an attraction that you can go and enjoy in Disneyland. So that's my number 30.
Oh, especially on a warmer day, I can understand that one.
Well, apart from if it's too warm, you might melt because you don't want to paddle a canoe.
31 is for me is going to be an attraction that we have yet to do, because the first time we kind of forgot to do it, and then I think the next 2 times we went to Disneyland, it was shut and they had other things in the space, and that is Great Moments with Mr. Lincoln. Still haven't seen it, but definitely something I want to see. And again, one of those real like historical Walt kind of attractions.
True, it is. And although I don't agree with the title you've given it, it is Great Naps with Mr. Lincoln. Apart from the one point where the cannon goes off, and I always wake up at that point. It's great just to escape from and get a bit of aircon, fantastic music accompaniment, and yeah, it's an amazing thing to go and do, and it is a must do for several times over a trip. So good choice there, Lewis.
Right, me. So I'm going to throw in another attraction. I'm going to close out this half of the show with Dumbo.
Well, we should be going to 33. So
yeah, but
you're 32.
So yeah, I'm 32.
And then 33.
Michelle will be 33.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got a special
got
one
more.
though for number 33 though. So go ahead, Kat.
Nice. Dumbo. I just think that there's something about those iconic attractions that you see on the TV as a kid. You see it on the adverts, and it's just as magical as what they make it look like. There's something about it. I love it.
Dumbo, love it. It's the one that they always choose for the adverts over here in the UK as well to promote going to a Disney theme park. So good choice. Well, you can't get to number 33 without mentioning Club 33, can you? Let's be honest.
No.
And for the privileged few who know a member, or in fact have been able to store enough pennies up and wait the long list to be able to access this private members club, it is such a cool place to go, whether in the lounge or the dining room. I've so many wonderful memories of going, being able to see Fantasmic from the balcony, eating with my friends, having amazing food. It's the place I met Bob Gurr, for heaven's sake. How amazing is that? So I'm ending it off with Club 33 as number 33.
Beautiful. Well done.
Right, well, that is now the ending of the first 33 reasons of why Disneyland Resort is the most amazing. This has been the Disney Dream Girls. You can find us at Dis Dream Girls on Instagram and Twitter. There's more from us on our Facebook page, the Disney Dream Girls podcast family, and also more audio content on patreon.com/Disney Dream Girls. But to hear the last part of this show, you need to go and listen to our Australian friends. So where can they find your show, Kat and Lewis?
You can find us on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at DisDownUnder. And you can actually go to thegentlemanofpopculture.com, which is our website that houses our podcast.
So until next week, it's a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from us.